The cold wind swept across the rocky terrain of Proxima 7, carrying dust particles that danced around Captain Jay Huang's tactical gear. His team of 5 elite soldiers moved silently, their movements calculated and precise. Each step was a testament to years of training and survival instincts that would soon be tested in ways they could never imagine. Jay scanned the horizon, his eyes moving constantly. The planet's terrain was unforgiving, sharp rocks, sparse vegetation, and deep ravines. That could hide anything. His team knew the risks. They were human soldiers, a species that the Galactic Confederacy had long dismissed as primitive and insignificant. Lieutenant Mina Park adjusted her communication device, her fingers moving swiftly across the compact interface. She was the team's communication specialist, capable of breaking through even the most complex alien communication networks. Beside her, Sergeant Sung Kim checked his weapon, a customized rifle that looked simple, but was anything but ordinary. Unknown to the human team, they were being watched. High above the planet's surface, advanced alien sensors tracked their every movement. The Galactic Confederacy's monitoring station hummed with technological precision, its operators confident in their superior surveillance capabilities. Commander Rattel, a seasoned alien military leader, studied the human team's progression. To him, they were nothing more than small, insignificant creatures moving across an insignificant landscape. His species had conquered hundreds of planetary systems, and humans were just another potential target. They move like prey, Rattel commented to his tactical coordinator. Slow, predictable. But Jay Huang was anything but predictable. His team represented the best of human military training, adaptable, resilient, and prepared for anything. Each soldier carried not just equipment, but generations of survival knowledge passed down through military traditions. Suddenly, Corporal Yoon Choi raised his hand, a silent signal that meant potential danger. The team froze, their breathing controlled, their bodies becoming part of the landscape. Years of training had taught them that survival often meant becoming invisible. A distant sound echoed across the rocky terrain. Something was approaching. The alien sensors began to pulse with increased intensity, detecting movement that didn't match the human team's profile. Jay's hand moved to his communication device. 3 quick taps, a coded message that would alert their support team of potential complications. His eyes continued scanning, looking for any hint of what was coming. The landscape seemed to shift. Rocks that looked stationary began to move, revealing hidden technological camouflage. The Galactic Confederacy had prepared a trap, believing they could easily neutralize this small human team. What they didn't know was that this team was trained to turn traps into opportunities. Private Yoon Ji, the youngest of the team, had already begun analyzing the emerging technological signatures. Her fingers moved across a compact digital interface, gathering information faster than the alien systems could adapt. Commander Rattel watched with growing confusion. The humans weren't panicking, they weren't running. Instead, they were preparing. Their movements synchronized like a complex dance of survival. The first alien drone emerged from the rocky landscape, its metallic body gleaming under the planet's dual suns. It was a sophisticated piece of technology, designed to neutralize threats quickly and efficiently. Jay Huang smiled, a smile that would have confused the alien observers, a smile that suggested they were not facing prey, but predators. The first contact between humans and the Galactic Confederacy was about to begin. And nothing would be the same again. As the drone approached and the alien sensors continued their relentless scanning, the human team remained perfectly still. They were waiting, watching, ready. This was not just a mission. This was a statement. Humans had arrived in the galactic arena, and they were ready to be recognized. The wind continued to blow. The rocks remained silent. And somewhere in the vast darkness of space, everything was about to change. The alien drone hovered momentarily, its sensors scanning the human team with calculated precision. Captain Jay Huang understood the moment perfectly. This was no ordinary encounter. The team had trained for scenarios where technology could be turned against its creators. Lieutenant Mina Park's fingers moved silently across her compact digital interface. She wasn't just watching the drone. She was studying its communication patterns, its technological signature. Years of specialized training had taught her that every machine had a weakness. The first attack came quickly. Multiple smaller drones emerged from hidden compartments in the rocky terrain, their weapon systems activating with mechanical efficiency. To the alien observers, this seemed like an overwhelming assault that would quickly neutralize the human team. They were wrong. Sergeant Sung Kim moved first. His body became a blur of motion, not running away but moving strategically. He understood that survival wasn't about avoiding conflict, but controlling its parameters. With precise movements, he launched a small electromagnetic pulse device that he had personally modified. The first wave of drones suddenly stuttered. Their advanced systems began to malfunction, electronic signals disrupted by the carefully designed pulse. What seemed like a simple device was actually a complex piece of technological warfare. Corporal Yoon Choi used the momentary confusion to establish a counter-surveillance network. His specialized equipment began tracking the drone's communication channels, effectively turning the aliens' technology against them. Each signal became a pathway to understanding their tactical approach. Private Eun-ji was already analyzing the drone's technological makeup. Her compact computer processed information faster than the alien systems could adapt. She wasn't just defending, she was learning, gathering intelligence with each passing second. Captain J watched the engagement with calm precision. This wasn't just a battle, it was a demonstration. Humans weren't just another species to be conquered. They were adaptable, intelligent, and prepared for anything. The alien command center watched in growing confusion. Their advanced technological systems were being countered by a small human team, using what appeared to be simple, almost primitive equipment. Commander Rattel's confidence began to waver. "How are they doing this?" Rattel muttered, watching the human team move with synchronized precision. One by one, the drones began to fall, not through direct destruction, but through intelligent disruption of their communication and navigation systems. The humans were turning the technological battlefield into their own strategic playground. Mina's communication device suddenly crackled to life. She had managed to tap into the alien communication network, listening to their confused tactical discussions. Each intercepted message provided more strategic information. Sung moved again, launching a series of small devices that looked like simple rocks, but these were carefully designed electronic warfare tools. They spread across the terrain, creating a complex web of signal disruption that confused the remaining drones. The terrain itself became a weapon. Yoon understood how to use the rocky landscape, reflecting signals, creating false communication pathways that led the drones into useless trajectories. What seemed like random movement was actually a carefully planned strategic dance. Kyun's computer continued processing. She wasn't just defending. She was learning the entire technological ecosystem of the alien drones. Each moment provided new information, new understanding. Within minutes, what had started as an overwhelming alien assault had become a complex lesson in human adaptability. The drones, once symbols of technological superiority, now lay scattered across the rocky terrain of Proxima 7. Jay looked at his team. No words were needed. They had done more than survive. They had sent a message that would echo across the galaxy. The Galactic Confederacy had attacked, believing they would easily neutralize a small human team. Instead, they had awakened something they didn't understand. Humans weren't just another species. They were a force of strategic intelligence that could turn any technological advantage into a potential weakness. As the last drone fell, silence returned to Proxima 7. But it was a different kind of silence. A silence that spoke of a new understanding, a new potential in the vast darkness of space. The initial engagement was complete, and everything had changed. The alien communication network began to crumble like a fragile structure, hit by an invisible force. Sergeant Sung Kim worked silently, his fingers dancing across specialized equipment that looked deceptively simple. What the Galactic Confederacy didn't understand was that human technology wasn't about complexity, but about intelligent adaptation. Commander Rattel watched in growing horror as his communication systems began to fail. What had started as a routine suppression mission was transforming into something entirely unexpected. Each attempt to re-establish control only revealed more vulnerabilities in their supposedly advanced systems. Lieutenant Mina Park moved between communication nodes, her understanding of technological systems turning their own infrastructure into a weapon. She didn't just interrupt signals, she created false pathways, confusion, and strategic misdirection that made the alien command question their own systems. The rocky terrain of Proxima 7 became a battlefield of information. Corporal Yoon Choi had already mapped out multiple communication interference points. His specialized training allowed him to understand that warfare wasn't just about physical combat, but about controlling information. Captain Jae Hwang observed the unfolding strategy. Each team member moved with a precision that suggested years of specialized training. They weren't just soldiers, they were strategic architects who could turn any environment into an advantage. Private Yoon-ji's compact computer continued processing, at speeds that would shock the alien observers. She wasn't just defending, she was learning, breaking down the alien communication protocols with each passing moment. What looked like random computer interactions was actually a systematic deconstruction. So of their technological ecosystem, the alien tactical team began to panic. Their advanced systems, which had conquered hundreds of planetary systems, were being dismantled by a small human team using what appeared to be basic equipment. Commander Rattel's confidence transformed into a growing sense of confusion and fear. Sung launched another series of electronic disruption devices. They looked like simple rocks scattered across the terrain, but each was a carefully designed tool of technological warfare. They created a web of signal interference that made the alien communication systems collapse from within. Mina intercepted multiple communication channels. She didn't just listen, she understood the complex communication protocols of the Galactic Confederacy. Each intercepted message became another weapon in their strategic arsenal. Yoon began creating false communication signals that led alien units in completely wrong directions. What seemed like random electronic noise was actually a carefully designed strategy of misdirection. The aliens began to fight against themselves, their own systems turning against their original purpose. Yoon's analysis revealed something more significant. The alien technological systems, despite their apparent complexity, had fundamental weaknesses. Humans didn't need to match their technology, they just needed to understand its core vulnerabilities. Captain Jay watched the transformation. This wasn't just a battle. It was a demonstration of human strategic thinking. Technology wasn't about having the most advanced equipment, but about understanding how to use what was available intelligently. The alien command structure began to collapse. Communication lines became tangled, tactical units lost coordination, and their supposedly superior technology became a liability. What had begun as a simple mission of suppression was turning into a complete strategic failure. Sung's final electronic disruption created a cascade effect. Entire communication networks began to fail, tactical units lost coordination, and the Galactic Confederacy's advanced systems became nothing more than complicated electronic noise. Mina's intercepted messages revealed growing panic among the alien command. They were experiencing something they had never encountered, an enemy that didn't play by their understood rules of technological warfare. As the communication systems failed, the alien tactical units became isolated. Each team lost contact with its central command, creating a scenario of complete strategic breakdown. The humans hadn't just defended themselves, they had systematically dismantled an entire technological infrastructure. The silence of Proxima 7 spoke louder than any weapon could. Scattered alien technology lay broken across the rocky terrain, a testament to the human team's remarkable capabilities. Captain Jae Hwang looked across the landscape, understanding that this moment would change everything. Commander Rattel's final transmission echoed through the communication systems, a mixture of shock, respect, and complete disbelief. The Galactic Confederacy had lost more than a battle. They had lost their fundamental understanding of what a military force could be. Lieutenant Mina Park began collecting technological remnants, each piece a valuable piece of intelligence. Her careful analysis would provide insights that would reshape military understanding across the galaxy. What seemed like a simple reconnaissance mission had become something far more significant. Sergeant Sung Kim checked the team's equipment, his movements precise and calculated. They had survived an encounter that should have been impossible, not through superior technology, but through human adaptability and strategic thinking. Private Yunji's computer continued processing the massive amount of data collected during the engagement. Each piece of information was a potential weapon, a potential strategy for future encounters. The human team had not just fought, they had gathered knowledge. The extraction team arrived quietly, understanding the sensitive nature of the mission. They knew this wasn't just a military operation. This was a moment that would redefine humanity's position in the galactic community. Corporal Yun Choi reviewed the psychological warfare strategies they had employed. What they had demonstrated was more than a military technique. It was a fundamental understanding of how communication and psychology could become the most powerful weapons. Alien communication channels continued to show complete confusion. Units that once moved with perfect coordination now struggled to understand what had happened. The human team had attacked their most fundamental belief systems. The technological remnants told a story of complete strategic defeat. Advanced alien systems lay broken, their complex networks reduced to scattered electronic components. Each piece spoke of a profound misunderstanding about human capabilities. Captain J understood the larger implications. This wasn't just about winning a battle. This was about proving that humans were a species to be respected, not underestimated. Their strategic thinking had become their most powerful weapon. Commander Rattel's official report would be a mixture of confusion and growing respect. The Galactic Confederacy had attacked what they believed was a simple human team and discovered a strategic force unlike anything they had encountered. Mina's analysis began revealing deeper insights. The human team had not just defended themselves, they had systematically dismantled an entire military infrastructure using minimal resources. Each strategy was a lesson in intelligent adaptation. Sung's collected technological data would provide valuable intelligence for future human military developments. They had not just survived, they had learned and adapted in real time. Yoon's computer continued processing, each moment revealing more about the alien technological ecosystem. What seemed like a simple mission had become a comprehensive intelligence-gathering operation. Yoon's psychological warfare strategies would become a case study in military academies across human territories. They had demonstrated that true warfare was about understanding and manipulating complex communication systems. The human extraction team moved with practiced efficiency. They understood the sensitivity of the mission, the potential political implications of what had just occurred. This was more than a military engagement. This was a statement about human potential. Captain J looked at his team. No words were needed. They had done more than survive. They had changed the fundamental understanding of human capabilities in the galactic community. The rocky terrain of Proxima 7 would become a legendary location, the place where a small human team had demonstrated that strategic thinking, adaptability, and psychological understanding were more powerful than any advanced technology. As their extraction ship prepared to leave, the team knew something profound had changed. The Galactic Confederacy would never look at humans the same way again. They were not just another species to be conquered. They were a force of strategic intelligence that could turn any technological advantage into a potential weakness. The aftermath was complete, and everything had changed. Of Proxima 7 now told, a story of human adaptability, intelligence, and strategic thinking. The Galactic Confederacy had attacked a small human team and discovered something far more significant. Humans had arrived in the galactic arena, and nothing would be the same again.